everyone. So if you didn't see my post just before this live started, we're going to be focusing on core strength today. So now is the good time to turn around and run the other way. No, just kidding. But this will challenge you. And I don't know if she's on yet, but there was somebody that had specifically requested, ooh, she's not even here yet. And so I thought that I haven't done a core class in a long time. So we're going to focus more on anatomy and core strength. Sarah's excited. And yeah, we're going to start seated actually. And if you happen to have blocks, great, or some sort of like a sturdy book or something. I'm trying to do this as propless as possible because I know we don't have everything we need at home, but if you have props, great. 2 blocks or 2 books, and we're gonna start in seated with one of my favorite breath works to fire up the core, which is called Kapalabhati. And so you can make your way into seated, just cross-legged if you like. I prefer to kneel for this one. And so you can tuck the toes if you're looking for an extra stretch for the feet. And what I will say as we're getting started is that because we're focusing on core, there will be aspects that are challenging. And so I'm going to do my best to give you a number of options so that you can modify this based on where you're at. And yeah, I mean, for me, core strength has developed naturally more so out of play, just like not taking it all seriously and doing what I can. And as I experience more and more of these playful periods, core just gets a little stronger every single time. And so it's small and it's slow, but it's fun if you can switch your mindset from this place of feeling defeated to feeling playful. Because you can't do what you can't do until you can do it. And that's kind of the whole idea. So, all right, so starting just kneeling. And just take a moment to lift your shoulders up, back, and down. And with Kapalabhati, I like to use this type of breath work specifically when we're doing core because it just helps for us to turn on the core. And breath work is such a beautiful way to begin practice anyways because it keeps you grounded and it starts to center you and bring you into really feeling united with your body, especially on a Monday. And so it can be helpful to place a palm over the abdomen. And what we're going to be doing is kind of the equivalent of if you were to squeeze, like say a squeaky ball or something, and you squeeze all the air out of it, and as you release it, it sort of takes its time to refill slowly, right? And so this is what the lungs and the diaphragm are going to do. And all we're going to do is bring effort to the exhale. So the exhale is going to be an abdominal contraction that pulls the breath right out of your belly. And then as you breathe in, just let the inhale be natural. Okay, so I'll show you how it works. And actually from the side, you can see the belly move. So I'll do the first round. If you've done this breath before, you can move along with me. And if you haven't, you can watch to see how it works. I'll take a clearing round of breath in. So inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Find a big inhale. And all I'm going to do on the exhale is engage my abdominal wall. Toby loves this. Move along. Okay, so the abdominal wall is contracting. No, Toby, it's not playtime. And you're letting the inhale fill naturally. So there's no effort at all to breathe in. The inhale will come inevitably. All right, so resume your position. Big breath in. Out through the nose. Find a big breath in. And let's find the contracted exhale. And so what you might start to notice is almost like a little bit of abdominal cramping, as if you had been jogging. And so we'll do that 2 more times, about 10 counts on each round, just starting to warm up the abdominal wall. So for the first one, I can always feel it kind of at the upper core. Let's see if we can start to shift it more to the mid-range, okay? So starting to think about navel drawing back towards spine. On an inhale, exhale through the nose, and then inhale to begin. Okay, a little longer than 10, stop. And just start to notice what the sensation is. I find also with this breath is it starts to bring a sensation of energy throughout the body. Take it to your bed, please. So we'll find 1 more round. Putting a big breath in through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Inhale to begin. Sorry. Okay, and stop. Toby, can you take that to your bed, please? Get your Santa, take it to your bed. Go and come. This is the reality of a home practice. All right, so from here, we're gonna meet on our mats. We're gonna meet on all 4 hands and knees. Finding tabletop position, placing the wrists underneath the shoulders and the knees underneath the hips. And let's just start to move predominantly from the core here if you can. So notice if you're one of those that kind of sways the low back, if there's quite a big accentuation in the low back curve, I want you to think about really tucking the tail and drawing the navel towards the spine. As you breathe in, let the tail lift. Tilt your pelvis, drop your belly, and pull your heart through between your hands. You can even come up onto fingertips here if that feels nice. As you exhale, bring the chin towards the chest, round the spine, tuck the tail. Inhaling to find your back bend, drawing the heart forward. Exhaling to round the spine. Finding a few rounds like this with your own breath. Really think about every inhale in your back bend as a way to stretch out the belly. And we'll return back to this often as we work on activating the core. Find another few rounds moving with your breath. Exhaling to round. Inhaling to pull the heart through. Last round here, breathe in. Cow pose. Exhale, cat pose. Now on an inhale, come to a neutral spine. Really think about, without involving the upper spine, about tucking your tail here. So it's just kind of that low back that has that roundedness. Tuck both of your toes. And extend your right leg long, toes to the mat. Keep tucking the tail and send your chin to your chest and your gaze towards your right toes. Feel the core engage here. And then look towards your toes. Don't shift your gaze, but just lift your toes just a millimeter. Nothing too much. Big breath here. Now with your exhale, look forward and extend your left arm. You can start to lift your right leg to about hip height. Inhale here. Exhale, draw your opposite elbow and knee together. Squeeze in the center. Inhale, extend. Exhale, elbow to knee. 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 Inhale, extend. Left hand down, right knee down. Untuck your toes, hips back, child's pose. So starting to move into your Ujjayi breath. So there is a subtle constriction in the back of your throat, kind of like you were trying to fog up a pane of glass, but with your mouth closed. That's what your exhale starts to become. And this will keep your pulse controlled. This will also keep your core engaged. But at any time that you find that you are panting or you can't breathe properly, allow your exhales out your mouth. Big breath in, look forward. And as you exhale, slide the palms in, find your tabletop. Tuck your toes. And on your inhale, lift your tail. Drop your pelvis forward, belly low, heart forward. Exhale, round the spine, 2 more. Inhale, lift the tail. Draw the heart forward. Exhale, round the spine. Last time, inhale, tail lifts, heart shines through. Exhale, round. Inhale, neutral. Now again, from here, you're neutral. Can we draw the navel to the spine and tuck the tail down so that the core is engaged in neutral? And then begin to extend your left leg straight behind you, toes tucked on the floor. Send your chin towards your chest, gaze towards your toes, tuck your tail and feel your core rounding as if you were trying to shorten the distance between your ribs and your hip line. You're still breathing in and out through the nose, Ujjayi breath. On your next breath in, hover left toes. Not too much. Keep the tail tucked, navel drawing back towards spine. Big breath in. Exhale, look forward, extend right arm. Find an inhale here, reach your limbs opposite directions. Exhale, elbow to knee, round the spine, squeeze and hold. Inhale, extend. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale, extend. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, elbow to knee. Last time, inhale, extend. Exhale, elbow to knee. And then place right palm, left knee, untuck the toes, hips back, child's pose. Take a few exhales out through the mouth here. Just release any extra heat that we're cultivating in the body. Deepening your inhales and lengthening your exhales. Now put a nice big breath in. And as we exhale, drag your hands towards your knees, lift up to kneeling. Reach your arms forward, wrists in line with shoulders. Now again, we want to tuck the tail here. So as much as we can, as if there was a string from your low ribs to your hips, and we were cinching it tight, tucking the tail. So tail tucks, glutes are engaged, low belly is loaded. Big breath here. Tuck your toes. And as you exhale, just lean back. Find your core. Big breath here. Exhale, tall. Nice and straight with the spine. Keep tucking the tail. Inhale. Exhale. Release the body back. Inhale to rise. Exhale. Shift back. Inhale to rise. Exhale, shift back. Inhale to rise. Now place the palms down. You're going to slide your knees back a little further than your hip line and then tuck your toes. And let's make our way into our first downward dog. Breathing in and out through the nose, Ujjayi breath. Just allowing your knees to bend one at a time, always thinking in our downward facing dog that what we want to see is widespread palms. And we want to be pressing into the thumb and the index finger, actively rolling shoulders away from ears. Now, a lot of us have a bend to our knees and we shift forward, rounding the upper back, and we take a lot of weight into the hands. And so if that's you, just watch the screen for a moment. And I want you to think about you're reaching for the top shelf. I want you to get your hips back towards your heels if you can. They're never going to find it all the way. Your knees can be bent here, but really reach long with your body. Find your breath. Now, one way to know that you're in a good, optimal downward facing dog is that when you lift your heels and round your spine, you can come forward to plank pose. And so if you're in a dog that's too short and you come forwards to plank, you're going to fall over. And if you're in a dog that's too long, your shoulders are going to be behind your wrist line. So just starting to make your way into a proper downward dog. So we've got all of the use of our mat. Draw your shoulders away from one another. And as you breathe in, soften your knees. Think about tucking your tail, rounding your spine, and coming forwards to plank, a nice rounded plank. And then with your exhale, lift your hips and come back downward dog. So we're going to move just a little bit with this. Inhale, lift the hips high, round the spine, tuck the tail, strong core. Exhale, hips lift, downward dog. Inhale, lift the hips, round the spine, come forward. Exhale, shift the hips back, downward dog. Inhale, lift the heels, lift the hips, come forward and hold. For 3, for 2, for 1, exhale, extend back. Inhale, lift the hips and come forward. And then take your right knee down. Keep your toes tucked. Now on an inhale, lift your right knee. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Now next time, lift right knee up to the left side. Exhale, lower. Inhale, left. Lower. Left. Lower. Left. And lower. Step back, straight legs, hips back, downward dog. Lie down. Not you, the dog. Toby, lie down. Down. Good boy. All the way. On your inhale, lift your heels, come forward to plank. And lift your left knee, come down, keep your toes tucked. Press into wide spread hands or come to fists if this is too much for the hands. Inhale, lift the left knee. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Keep tucking your tail. Exhale, lower. This time, lift and shift right. Exhale, lower. Lift right. Exhale, lower. Lift right. Exhale, lower. Let both knees come down. Child's pose. Now, you can roll your wrists out here. It's a lot for the wrists first things. So just find, hey, excuse you. Come here, lie down. Finding your breath. Deepening your inhales and lengthening your exhales. Maybe a few sighs out the mouth. So just notice what your core feels like. And the core is a place in the body where we house a lot of our vital organs, kind of in this area of our torso. It's also what protects the gut and the home of our intuition, our gut instinct. And so when we activate the core, we're activating a lot of these other aspects as well. Digestion, intuition. Finding a nice big breath in. And as you exhale, let's find downward facing dog. Begin to look forward to the top of your mat and just take baby steps until your feet meet your hands at the top, folding over soft knees, bringing your ribs to your thighs. So bridge the gap. We shouldn't be folding over in this way where there's lots of space. We don't want to overstretch the low back. We want to find a hinge from the hips. And so to hinge the hips, we soften the knees. Bridge the gap. Find your breath, nod your head, yes and no. Relax your jaw, your shoulders. Have a nice big breath in. Now as you exhale, transfer your weight into your heels and drag your heavy arms all the way up to standing. Turn the palms forward. Loop the shoulders up, back, and down. Lift and spread the toes so that the feet are nice and wide. And as you breathe in, sweep your arms to the sky. Now grab a hold of the fingers, clasping hands, all but the pointer finger points up towards the sky. Tuck your tail, big breath in, reach tall, lift your gaze. Now as you exhale, send your hips forward, reach back with the arms, let the core stretch out just a little bit while engaged. Big breath here. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, straight spine, hands to shins. Slide your shoulders back, lift your heart forward. Exhale, fold, belly to thighs. Inhale, arms rise, interlace all but the pointer finger, reach tall, shoulders down away from ears, tuck the tail, breathe in, look up. Exhale, reach back. Big breath in. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, hands to shins, straight spine. Slide your shoulders back, straighten up your upper back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms rise. Interlace all but the pointers, tuck the tail, breathe in, reach tall. Exhale, hips forward, reach backwards, big breath in. Exhale, fold. Hands to shins, inhale. Exhale, this time plant your hands and step back to plank, and we're gonna hold this plank a little longer than we want to, and so knees might come down. But whether knees are down or legs are straight, tuck the tail. What we don't wanna see is this lift to the low back and this sag for the belly, putting a lot of weight in the shoulders in an improper way. It's better to have the knees down, tail tucked, belly tight, lots of integrity for the shoulders. So can you lift up and out of your shoulder sockets? Find your breath, pressing into the thumb and the index finger. And then walk your feet wide, or your knees. And then on your exhale, walk them back together. Inhale, knees or feet wide. Exhale, back together. Inhale, wide. Exhale, back together. Inhale, wide. Exhale, back together. And on our exhale, let's come all the way to the belly. Take your palms under your shoulders, untuck your toes. Press lightly into your hands, lift your heart. Breathe in. Exhale, lower slowly. Palms to ribs, tuck the toes, press back, child's pose. Downward dog. Bring back into your breath. As you breathe in, look forward, soften your knees and step or hop to the top of your mat. Fold over your legs, bridge the gap, belly to thighs. Inhale, lift, halfway straight spine, heart pulls through, gaze down. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms rise all the way, palms touch at the top. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift, halfway straight spine. Exhale, fold, plant the hands, step back to plank. Now, knees down or straight legs. Either way, we're going to tuck the tail, navel to spine. Now on your next breath in, we're going to draw right knee towards right wrist. Exhale, extend. Inhale, left. Exhale, extend. Inhale, right. Extend, exhale. Inhale, left. Exhale, extend. Inhale, right. Exhale, extend. Inhale, left. Exhale, extend. Last round. Inhale, right. Exhale, extend. Left. Exhale, extend. Big breath in. Exhale to the belly. Untuck the toes, palms under shoulders. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, lower down, palms to the ribs. Press back, child's pose. Downward dog. Now with full vinyasas in your practice, Chaturanga Dandasana to upward facing dog, please feel free. Find your breath. Checking in with your pulse, and if it's rapid, let your breath come out your mouth. Now, as you breathe in, look forward. Soften your knees and step, hop, or float to the top of your mat, forward fold, belly to thighs. Lift halfway, breathe in, straight spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms rise, palms touch, lift your gaze. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, plant your hands, step back to plank. Find your breath. Now this time, let's see if we can lift the knees a little higher towards the elbow or tricep. Inhale, right. Exhale, back. Inhale, left. Exhale, back. Inhale, right. Exhale. Inhale, left. Exhale. Inhale, right. Exhale. Inhale, left. Exhale. Inhale, right. Exhale. Inhale, left. Exhale, inhale, strong plank. Exhale all the way to the belly. Untuck the toes, palms under shoulders. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, lower, tuck the toes. Child's pose. Let's hold child's pose for a moment. Find your breath. Deepening your inhales and lengthening your exhales. All right, now we're ready for our practice. So we'll slowly, as you're ready, start to meet in our downward facing dog. Take your time to get there. And remember, if the body is feeling tired and fatigued, so is mine. And this is just for fun. This is just for play. So never taking it too seriously, taking rest as you need it, taking water as you need it, and really nourishing the wrists. I know we've spent a little bit of time on them, so we will come up off the wrists, I promise. So we're going to meet in downward facing dog. And when you're ready, your right leg will rise to the sky. On an inhale, bring your knee in towards the nose, round the spine. Shift forward if you can, shoulder stack the wrist. Exhale, kick back. Inhale, right knee towards right tricep. Exhale, kick back. Inhale, right knee towards the left elbow. Exhale, kick back. This time, right knee comes right into the center, stepping between the hands. Lower your back heel down and sweep your arms to the sky. Let's roll out those wrists at the top. The wrists roll out in your warrior one. Find your breath. Now in your warrior one shape, we want to see that the front heel traces an invisible line to the back heel. And that this knee, the left knee, is straight as much as can be. Right knee is bent. Right knee lines up with right hip. Are you still breathing? So finding that Ujjayi breath. Find a nice big breath in. With your exhale, bend your elbows 90 degrees, goddess arms. Find a big breath in here. Exhale. Now with our next inhale, tuck your tail, reach your arms forward, straighten your front leg. Exhale, bend the knee, bend the arms, lift the heart. Inhale, reach forward, straighten the front leg, tuck the tail. Exhale, elbows bend, lift the heart. Inhale, straighten and reach, tucking the tail, ribs towards hips. Exhale, bend right knee, lift the heart. Last time, inhale, reach forward. Exhale, bend right knee, lift the heart. Now, bring your hands to your hips. Straighten through your front leg. And let's turn all the toes to face the left side of the mat. So you're coming into a nice wide-legged stance. You're going to turn the heels in and the toes out. Whew, and now you're breathing in and out through the nose. So we'll go ahead and make our way into goddess pose, bending both knees. And optimally, the knees stack the heels, not beyond them. So if you find yourself here, we need to widen the stance just a little bit. And we turn the toes out in order to allow the knees to track in line with the hips and feet so that the hips are opening here. And just take a moment to shift from one hip to the other. Get as low as you can. And then once you're down here, what we tend to do in this goddess pose is we stick the butt way out. And so instead, we want to tuck the tail. Really find that pelvic tilt. So the tailbone is pointing down towards the mat and the pubis bone is lifting upwards. And as the pubis bone lifts up, low ribs coming down towards the waistline. So the core is tight. Arms extend. Bend your elbows. Find a nice big breath here. Now keep pulling your ribs in. We're going to interlace hands just behind the head. Sink a little lower if you can. Keep tucking the tail. Keep drawing the ribs in. Find a big breath in. As you exhale, lower right elbow in the direction of right knee. Inhale, rise. Keep tucking. Exhale, left elbow, left knee. Inhale, rise. Exhale, right elbow, right knee. Inhale, rise. Exhale, left elbow, left knee. Inhale, rise. Exhale, right elbow. Inhale, rise. Exhale, left elbow. Inhale, rise. Exhale, right. Inhale, rise. Exhale, left. Inhale, rise. Straighten the legs. Arms out to the side. Find a big breath in. And as we exhale, let's just start to twist towards the left leg using the core oblique strength. Inhale here, shoulders down away from ears. Exhale, twist right. So finding just a little nice opening for the hip flexors as well. Exhale, twist left. Hold here, big breath in. Exhale, twist right. Inhale here. Exhale, let's come back to center. Now this time, we're gonna turn the back foot so that it's, or I guess this is the front foot, right leg is the front leg. We're gonna turn it so that it's the back position of our warrior one. So find a 45-degree angle for your back foot. Make your left leg your front foot. So left toes point towards the back of the mat and find your way into warrior one on the other side. Again, so we've got a heel to heel alignment. Pressing into the outer edge of the back foot, nice straight back leg. Softly guiding left hip back. And really sending left knee in line with left hip so we can sink nice and deeply here. Find your breath. So we're going to move through some of those curls. The main thing here is that we're drawing ribs in. We're really finding that tuck, containing the core. Inhale, bend the elbows. Goddess arms, lift the heart. Exhale, straighten front leg, tuck the tail. Draw the ribs towards the hip line. Inhale, bend elbows and knee. Exhale, sweep the arms forward, chin towards the chest. Inhale, bend and lift. Exhale, sweep the arms forward. Inhale, bend and lift. Exhale, reach forward, tuck the tail, chin to chest. And then inhale, arms rise, warrior one. Hands to the hips. Straighten left leg, turn everything inwards this time now. Whew. If you have a book or a jar or something that can stand like, I don't know, tall-ish, I don't know, about a foot maybe. We're gonna set one behind each leg. And if you don't have them, that's fine. You're gonna do your best anyways. So you'll pull the heels in, toes outwards, knees bend. Okay, so those little things behind us here are just a potential where we might be reaching, okay? So we're gonna extend the arms nice and long. Now, we don't wanna lift the heart here. So if you find yourself here, see the spine is arched, tuck the tail, draw the ribs in. Core is engaged. Big breath in, tucking your ribs towards your chest. Exhale, drop right hand towards the floor or block. Inhale, rise. Exhale, left. Inhale, rise. Exhale, right. Inhale, rise. Exhale, left. Inhale, rise. Exhale, right. Inhale, rise. Exhale, left. Inhale, rise. Exhale, right. Inhale, rise. Exhale, left. Inhale, rise. Exhale, straighten arms, bring hands to the hips. Whew. From here, interlace the hands, take them behind your head, tuck your tail. Think about pulling your ribs towards your hips, legs straight. We're going to use core strength again to twist to the left leg. Squeeze. Exhale right. Squeeze. Exhale left. Squeeze on your inhale. Exhale right. Squeeze on your inhale. Exhale left. Squeeze. Exhale right. Squeeze. Exhale left. Squeeze. Inhale to center. That's enough of that. Look forward. We're going to turn left toes forward. Find ourselves in a low runner's lunge. And then step back to plank, which now maybe feels like a resting pose, maybe. Big breath in. Flow through your vinyasa. Exhale, bend your elbows in towards your ribs. Lift your heart. Cobra or upward dog. Exhale, send the hips back. Downward dog. Inhale, lift your left leg. Exhale, left knee to the nose, shift forward. Inhale, extend left leg. Exhale, left knee to left elbow, shift forward. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, left knee to right elbow. Shift back. And step left foot beside right. Look forward, inhale, soften your knees, and exhale, step hop or float to the top of your mat, forward fold. Hands to shins, lift halfway, straight spine, breathe in. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms rise all the way up. Exhale, palms to the heart. Now, from here, look down and take your feet a little wider than hip bone. Turn your toes slightly outward. Release your palms. On your next breath in, bend your knees, sweep your fingertips forwards. Tuck your tail. Bring your hands into an interlace behind your head. And draw your elbows forward. Find a big breath in. As you exhale, elbows to knees. Inhale, lift. Exhale, elbows to knees. Inhale, lift. Exhale, elbows to knees. Inhale, lift. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, elbows to knees. What are we doing? Inhale, lift. Release your palms, hands to heart center. We're going to lower, 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 all the way down into sit bones. So your legs are in front. Moving extra flesh away from your sit bones. You might have fallen down, so take a moment to recover from that. And then from here, pulling your high-rise pants nice and high. Whew, and you've got a couple options here. So, fingertips can stay grounded. They can always stay on the ground. Feet can stay grounded. And to challenge, you might just lift the heels and come to toes. Otherwise, we can reach fingertips forwards and lift the legs, Navasana. So we're going to move in and out of high boat, which is when the thighs are pulled as close to the ribs as we can get them. And Ardha Navasana, low boat, where we come all the way down, keeping hovered shoulders and heels. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Keep drawing on your exhales, your navel to your spine. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift and hold. Now, your heart, can you lift it? Shoulders down, straight spine, big breath in. And as you exhale, straighten the legs all the way down. Lift your spine. Let's take the hands behind us, pointing fingers towards the hips. Find your posture, lift your heart, squeeze your shoulder blades together. On your breath in, lift your hips and point your toes. And really find full breath. Let your belly stretch. Nice big breath here. And then exhale, the ankles lower down. Now begin to walk the feet back in, taking them slightly wide. You might use your hands to press yourself into a nice low squat. Palms to the heart. And a big breath in. Exhale, rise. Walk your feet together. Release your palms. Mountain pose Tadasana. Take 3 breaths here. Feel your belly expand and contract. In and out through your nose. On an inhale, sweep the arms to the sky. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands, step back to plank. Knees down or straight legs. Exhale, move through your flow, elbows to the roots, lifting heart on the breath in cobra or upward dog. Exhale, sending the hips back, downward dog. We'll find a nice big breath in. Soften your knees. Look forward and step, hop, or float to the top of your mat. Now from here, we're going to widen the feet just a little bit. And we're going to plant the palms down, seeing if we might be able to take our knees towards our triceps or armpits, and then back. Okay, so we're just going to play with this for a little bit. Palms come down, heels lift, knees come forward. You might squat the hips a little bit. Exhale, fold. On your inhales, coming forward, see if you can take weight into your hands. Pressing knees as close as you can get to the triceps, and then fold. Now, one of these times, you might come forward, taking weight into the hands, and you might see if you can soften the elbows. Maybe lift one foot, maybe both. Maybe neither, maybe never. But just playing with the back and forth. Now really finding that in crow pose, the more that we are able to tuck the tail and shorten the space between the ribs and the hips, the more that we're able to have control and hold. Now if you're playing with crow and you're able to hold it, you might play with coming back to your chaturanga. Choice is yours. We'll take another few breaths wherever we are with this crow exploration. No pressure, but just play. Now, choice is yours. From here, you might step back to plank and move through one final flow. Or you might come all the way down to seated. And so we're going to meet in this way in seated, giving you a moment to arrive. And we'll place the hands behind the hips once again, turning fingertips towards the hips. Feet hip bone width apart. We always want to set ourselves up properly, so we don't want to slouch down into the shoulders. Press into widespread palms, lift your heart, guiding your heart towards your legs. Reverse tabletop. On your inhale, lift your hips. And just take a few moments here to really stretch out the belly. Breathe. Lifting up and out of shoulder sockets. Really pressing down into thumb. Big breath here. Exhale, let's lower all the way down. Now have one of your blocks or your books or whatever, something sturdy that you might have. And we're going to place that in between the knees. Now your options are to allow your feet to stay grounded and reach your hands just behind your thighs. Your other options are to come into Navasana or boat pose, squeezing your knees in towards this block. So whatever you've decided for yourself, with the exhale, bone by bone by bone, we're going to start to lower. And the moment you feel core weakness, and you will, press into the block. Press, 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 press. And that press turns on your pelvic floor. That's the base of your core strength. So it might give you an extra millisecond, or it might help you lower a little slower. 5, tabletop your legs so your knees are at 90 degrees. Your elbows come to goddess or goalpost. Squeeze your knees into the block and press your low back down. We don't want the low back to lift up here at all. Press low back down into the mat. Find a big breath in. And as you exhale, shift your knees towards the right. You're not going to land them all the way down. We're going to use the obliques. Inhale, come up through center. Exhale, left. Inhale through center. Both shoulders stay grounded. Low back presses down. Exhale, right. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower left. Inhale, press low back down. Exhale, right. Inhale, lift. Exhale, left. Inhale, lift. Exhale, right. Inhale, lift. Exhale, left. And then inhale, come right back up. Remove that block. Plant your legs down. So your feet come nice and close to your sit bones. You should be able to tickle your heels with your hand. Lift and tuck each shoulder underneath your back. And let's stretch out the belly now. We've used that core loads. Pressing into your feet, pressing into your palms, your triceps, your forearms. Lift your hips, breathe. We'll just take a few breaths here. And if the body feels fatigued and we have a nice sturdy block, we can place that block underneath the hips to allow them to rest while we find this nice stretch for the core. And if that feels good, you might even straighten the legs. Wherever you are with this, just breathe. Deepening your inhales and lengthening your exhales. Allowing the belly to really puff up with every breath in. When you're ready, you start to come all the way back down onto your back, removing anything that might have been underneath. And let's just find a few really big breaths. One hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. Close the eyes, soften the jaw, relax the shoulders, the legs. Breathing as deeply as we can into the belly. And we're going to close our practice with 3-part breath. And so many of you have done this before. If you haven't, stay with me. We'll go through step by step. So left hand on the heart, right hand on the belly. Close your eyes, lick your lips and swallow, relax your jaw. Maybe take a few sighs here to release any of the challenge. And just notice how you show up to challenge. If you're anything like I used to be, I would be cursing the teacher and getting frustrated and thinking this is too hard. What was I thinking? I can't do this. All of that negative self-talk. But here we are at the end. You're still here. And you did it. And you did it with the best ability that you have today. And that changes day to day to day. So give yourself a little bit of love. Now with your 3-part breath, if you are familiar with this breath, please go ahead. Belly is the first to rise, the last to fall. If you're flowing with me, then on your inhale, fill your right hand. Fill your low belly with your breath. Feel it inflate. And as you exhale, draw your navel to your spine. And we'll just find a few breaths here. Inhale, belly rises. Exhale, belly falls. Inhale, belly rises. Exhale, navel to spine. Inhale, belly rises. Now hold the belly here. Can you breathe a little deeper? Expand the ribs. Exhale, contract the ribs. Bring the belly in. Inhale, belly rises. Ribs expand. Exhale, ribs, belly. Inhale, belly rises. Ribs. Exhale, ribs contract. Belly falls. Inhale, belly rises. Expand the ribs. Hold here. Can you lift the heart? Breathe a little deeper. As you exhale, let the heart fall. Ribs come in. Belly falls. So rhythmic breathing here. Breathing in, belly rises. Ribs expand. Heart lifts. Exhale, heart. ribs, belly. Find a few breaths here in this way. Belly is the first to rise, the last to fall. Relax any tension in your jaw, your shoulders, your upper body, your legs. And just notice as we start to slow down how the mind comes rushing in and reminds you of all the things that you've got to do or that you haven't done or that is going on in the world or whatever. And just put those things to the side. So if you've been showing up regularly, I've been reading quotes from this amazing book at the end of class, and a lot of the theme for these quotes have really been about separating ourselves, our identity, from our thoughts and emotions. That the thoughts we think are not who we are. They're part of the human condition that go along with the story that you have of your personality, of your whole life. But your thoughts are not you. You are experiencing your thoughts, but there's a difference. So releasing any of those thoughts that are just not necessary right now. Belly rises first and falls last. Feel the abdominal control, even to keep that belly lifted as you are expanding ribs and lifting heart. Last few breaths in this way. And if there are any additional movements that your body is really craving this evening, please take this time to find whatever that is. If there is an inversion that you're working on, maybe you practice that for at least 30 breaths if you can. It might just feel nice to extend arms and legs up towards the sky, or if you're close to a wall, stick your legs up a wall. That is a beautiful restorative way to end your practice and a great way to physically, manually shift yourself out of stress, out of cortisol, and into your parasympathetic, your rest and repair functions of the nervous system. And see, yoga for me has been this tool. It's almost like the operating manual for this body that I never got. Learning how to control the mind instead of becoming a slave to the mind. Learning how to control the breath, control emotions, control hormonal functions within the body just by pure thought and breath retention. So finding any final movements that your body might be liking, maybe even just a big hug, knees into the belly. When you're ready, starting to make your way into a comfortable Shavasana, taking as much time as you need. This is your time for you. And as always, I'm going to close with a little golden nugget from this book, Oneness with All Life by Eckhart Tolle. And these are just quotes from his book, A New Earth. And if you've never read it, it's a beautiful way to really get to know yourself, if that makes sense. Lick your lips and swallow. Relax your jaw. When the forms that you had identified with that gave you your sense of self collapse or are taken away, it can lead to a collapse of the ego, since ego is identification with form. When there is nothing to identify with anymore, who are you? When forms around you die or death approaches, your sense of beingness, your sense of I am, is freed from its entanglement with form. Spirit is released from its imprisonment in matter. You realize your essential identity as formless, as an all-pervasive presence of being prior to all forms, all identifications. You realize your true identity as consciousness itself, rather than what consciousness had identified with. That is the peace of God. There's a beautiful Zen saying that speaks about our incessant need to fill every single empty moment with noise or distraction of some sort, because heaven forbid we're left alone with this stranger on our own. And it's this idea of really being terrified to be alone with ourselves, to really know and understand the I am behind all of the form that we identify with, which would be our personality, our jobs, our roles in our family, our household, the things we like, the things we dislike, our political stance, our bank account, our financial status, all of it. But who are we really? Thank you so much for joining me this evening. Thank you so much for playing. And may you continue to have a playful week. I will see you back here at 6 o'clock tomorrow. And if anybody has any suggestions for poses that they want to try, or a specific part of the body that they're really wanting to work out some tension, send me a message and I'm happy to incorporate that into the class. It's getting difficult to find something new for every single day. So as much as you have suggestions, I am open to them. Have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful evening, and stay here as long as you can in your Shavasana. Namaste.